There once was a woman, made of moonlight and teeth. She would roam in the woods, searching for something, hunting. And he just kept telling me, "You are perfect. You are accepted."
Oh, my shepherd, I need a deeper experience with you than I ever had before.
So beautiful, just like your mother's.
Come down upon me and fill me with yourself.
Continuing the plot themes of the MAG, your new film centers around the topic of religion, patriarchy, and the question of women's subjugation. I'm wondering, how do you feel this topic resonate with the contemporary world politics?
I think it's now nothing resonates because of coronavirus. Now things everything is resonate with coronavirus, which is but it's like a very rare situation right now. But of course, in general, it resonates very much with the whole #MeToo movement, with all changes in the film industry, about the female director, but also about all these feministic movements in Europe and especially in US. I think it really correspondent. It's like the movie tells the story in a kind of good moment. That's my feeling. But also, it's my first English-speaking film. That it's very hard to compare this film or to put in the same line with MAG, because MAG, it's a film which is written by myself and my DOP, and it's very much in a Polish context. Say something about Poland. It was first time in my life when I was working not on my own story, not on my own street, plus in a different language, in a different country, and in a different system. Because an American independent system, even it's independent, is so different than the European system.
Do you consider this film as a critique of Merman's religion?
No, there's nothing to do with Merman. This film, no. If it's critical, it's like critical in general, all religious oppressions, I would say, but not Mormons. No, because it's not a film about Mormons.
Some of the subjugated women in the past argue that it was their own choice to accept their way of life. As a filmmaker, how do you think of this position, and thinking of how, in general, what role do you consider for the medium of film to challenge this perspective?
At the beginning, when the cast was very, very young, and it was, for example, only one woman, right? Then probably she trusts him. She has a feeling that he's her lover, her future husband, father of her future children. Then he brings another. Then I think it's very easy to manipulate it. I'm absolutely not judging those women. And then step by step, they found themselves in a situation and in a position they never expected. But it's a process. It's never happening from one day to another. That I think in the moment where they figure out that something is wrong, it's too late. And you are afraid, you feel insecure, you don't know what to do with yourself. That's how those kind of cults or religious leaders, abusive religious leaders, that's how they are manipulate the people.
And the police force brings an element of threat to Shepard's way of life. In your opinion, what role the society institutional mechanism can have in the face of injustice towards women?
Oh my God, it's hard to say. The question is kind of too complicated.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer to that, but I think I don't have an answer to that. But I think we have to really be very cautious with all of this, violence against women and abusive situations. And we are, I think, because nowadays everything is changing, especially in such a countries like US or even in Europe, maybe less in Poland, and the people are much more conscious and much more cautious about female rights and about possible violence against women. I think it's really it's changing into a much better direction.
I was thrilled with the performance in your film. I wonder if you can share your working experience with actors. What is good acting for you?
Good acting for me is always acting when you believe in what the person acting, which is the truth. I'm always searching as the director of the truth. I'm sitting in front of the monitor, and if I cannot see a truth, if I see that someone is lying to me, then I'm saying, no, I don't like it. Let's do it again. And I'm trying to find the kind of truth. And sometimes this truth, it really doesn't have to be connected exactly with the story they are saying. It has to have a piece of the truth in eyes, something in the face, in the shadow, something in the mimic, which gives you a feeling that the person on the screen is not lying. That's, to me, a good acting.
And can you say a little bit about the casting process?
I was from the beginning with Rafi Cassidy. I saw her in Secret of the Killing Deer, in a Vox Lux, in Killing of the Secret Deer. And then I said to myself that it has to be her, that it was like just, we just asked her, hire her to be in the movie, and she responded, she said yes. And then I was trying to find the right person for the shepherd, and the first ideas, they were slightly different. They were thinking more about someone older, someone maybe more disgusting than attractive young men. But then I said, maybe let's be original, let's try to show abusive nature of someone who is like unpredictable, like nice, handsome, attractive. And that's how Michiel joined the project.
The film's landscape is very quiet, almost with no human presence. Where the film was shot and why you picked it?
The film was shot in Ireland. We didn't have a choice because we had some Irish money. The Ireland, they offered us money. Then why not? Why not to go there? It's not easy to have set up the budget these days for such a film, which is a kind of independent film. It's not very commercial. Then we traveled to Ireland, and we were absolutely haunted by the nature, and the nature so haunting, so striking. Then immediately the nature became kind of like one of our heroes, I would say, with the rain, with the coldness, with everything.
And you just mentioned that you went there because of the Irish companies who are supporting the film. So I'm curious about the financial aspect of the film, how it worked. Was it easy to get funding?
No, it was very difficult, especially that this is a mixture with, it's an equity money mixed with European funds. It's a European fund. European fund is like a government money. Then to make the structure when you have European fund and US equity money, UK equity money, and some other European money, it's difficult structure. It's not easy to combine. But that's why it took a lot of time. It took like more than a year from the moment when we were ready to shoot. It took like almost a year to start to the first shooting day.
And how is your working relationship with your director of photography? As you mentioned, the mug was written with him or her. And so I'm just curious, the working relationship in general with your director of photography. Are you very into calculating everything beforehand?
Not really. I mean, we done all our movies together, and he's also he's also a co-writer on my movies, and we are speechless. We don't have to analyze too much because I mean we see the same, we have the same taste, and our journey we share that journey from the very early beginning. When we were like 21, we started with our short films, which were presented at Cannes Film Festival, and then that's how it started. Then of course we are discussing, we are watching albums, we are trying to decide on the lenses we're gonna use. But then in the process, I'm not interrupting, and he's doing what he wants, and I'm just more focused on actors.
And my last question is that we are now at a critical moment for industry with coronavirus around. How was it impact on your work and this film? And do you feel scared and insecure about the future?
I feel insecure about the future. I feel insecure because, in our work, I'm very happy that the other lamp is actually realized on VOD, because I can see there is a lot big response from the media, a lot of coverage, reviews, interviews, maybe even more than it would be only in theaters, because I can see the media are supportive now. Plus, people are interested to see the movie, and I hope it's going to be a good realize for the film. People are stay at home, they want to see something new. But for the future, I don't know. I think it's going to take quite long when everything's rebound, when everything's rebuilt. And really, some people think that till the next year almost. Then economically it's hard, because so many, my husband, he's an actor, I'm director, writer. Then kind of hard to imagine not to work such a long time, or maybe we're gonna write something, but you don't know. That's the problem, that you don't know anything. I don't know what's gonna happen in 1 month. Then and we have children. Then I think it creates anxiety, and probably for so many people in the industry. Maybe not for the people who are rich already and they did $1 million on blockbusters, but I'm not that kind of person, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunate.
I am relying on you, Zella. Of all my children, you're the purest in your faith.